I am Dr. Mark Lee. Welcome to our channel, and today we are uncovering a hidden threat inside one of the most popular healthy supplements people over 50 use every single day. You'll discover how a common collagen ingredient can quietly raise blood sugar, why your A1C may be climbing despite doing everything right, and what simple changes can protect your metabolism before it's too late. Stay tuned because what you learn next could change how you see supplements forever. If you're over 50, trying to do everything right, reading labels, cutting sugar, walking more, and still seeing your blood sugar slowly creep up, then what I'm about to share might explain why. Because the truth is, sometimes the problem isn't what you're avoiding, it's what you've added, believing it's helping you. And one of the biggest hidden culprits? Collagen powder. Yes, the same one promoted for healthy aging, glowing skin, and strong joints. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the shocking part. For some people, one ingredient commonly found in collagen powders may be quietly pushing blood sugar in the wrong direction. Not dramatically, not overnight, but slowly, silently, consistently. And that's what makes it dangerous. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your lab results and thought, I'm eating better than ever, so why is my A1C higher? If that question has crossed your mind, you need to hear this, because the answer may already be sitting in your kitchen. Now, before we go deeper, I want you to do one simple thing. If you're currently taking collagen, just mentally note it, because as we go forward, you may start connecting dots you didn't even know existed. Now let's talk about why collagen became so popular in the first place. It wasn't random. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It supports your skin, joints, tendons, and even blood vessels. And as we age, our natural collagen production declines. That's a fact. So supplementing collagen? On the surface, it makes perfect sense. And to be clear, there is legitimate evidence suggesting collagen peptides may help with skin elasticity and joint discomfort in some individuals. That part is real. But here's where things take a turn. Because what most people don't realize is this. Collagen doesn't just build tissue. It also affects your metabolism. And the way it does that is where things get interesting and a little concerning. Let me introduce you to someone. I'll call her Susan. She's 66, disciplined, careful, motivated, the kind of person who reads every label. Her A1C was slightly elevated, around 5.9. Nothing alarming, but enough to make her take action. So she did everything right. Cut out sugar, reduced processed foods, started walking every evening, and added collagen powder every morning, because she heard it supports healthy aging. It felt like a smart decision. It felt like control. But here's where things get confusing. 6 months later, her A1C went up, 6.2. Her fasting glucose increased. She felt more tired in the afternoons, and she couldn't figure out why. Her doctor reviewed her diet, looked fine. Reviewed her activity, also fine. Collagen, not even questioned, because it doesn't look like a problem. But here's the truth most people never hear. Collagen is not just collagen, and what's inside many collagen powders can change everything. Now stay with me, because this next part explains why. Collagen is a protein, and when you consume protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids. Those amino acids don't just rebuild tissue, they send signals. One of the most important signals goes to insulin. Now, most people believe insulin only responds to sugar, but that's not entirely true. Certain amino acids, especially glycine and proline, which are abundant in collagen, can stimulate insulin release. Not as aggressively as sugar, but enough to matter, especially over time, especially if taken daily. And here's where it becomes more important. After the age of 50, because your body becomes less insulin sensitive, meaning it doesn't respond as efficiently as it used to. So even smaller triggers can have a bigger impact. Now here's the part most people don't expect. And honestly, this is where the real problem often begins. Because many collagen powders are not pure. They're enhanced, flavored, sweetened, improved for taste. And that's where we find something you need to pay attention to. Maltodextrin. Let me say that again. Maltodextrin. Because this one ingredient is often hiding in plain sight. And here's the shocking part. It has a higher glycemic index than table sugar. Higher. Let that sink in. Which means it can raise blood sugar faster than sugar itself. But here's the trick. It doesn't always appear as sugar on the label. So people miss it completely. You think you're making a healthy choice, and instead, you may be triggering repeated glucose spikes every single day. Now imagine this pattern. Morning coffee, collagen added, maybe flavored, maybe sugar-free, but inside, maltodextrin. Your blood sugar rises, not dramatically, but enough. Then it happens again the next day, and the next. Weeks pass, months pass, and suddenly your A1C is higher, and you have no idea why. But wait, because this is where it gets even more interesting. Remember when I mentioned Susan? Here's what changed everything for her. We looked at her collagen label, and there it was. Maltodextrin. Hidden. Quiet, but impactful. We removed it. Nothing else changed. Same diet, same exercise, same routine. 3 months later, her numbers improved. Not dramatically, but clearly. And that's how this usually works. Small hidden factors creating big long-term effects. Now I want to pause here and ask you something. Have you ever actually read the back label of your collagen powder? Not the marketing claims, the ingredients. Because what you find there might surprise you. Now let's go deeper, because there's another layer to this, and almost nobody talks about it. Timing. When you take collagen matters. Taking it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach creates a very different response in your body. There's no fiber, no fat, no buffer. So absorption is faster, and insulin response is sharper. Compare that to taking it with a meal, with fiber and healthy fats. The response becomes slower, more controlled, less disruptive. Same supplement, different effect. Now here's another surprising piece. Collagen is not a complete protein. It lacks certain essential amino acids, especially tryptophan. And why does that matter? Because complete proteins help signal fullness. Collagen, not as much. So what happens? You take collagen, you feel like you've had something, but your body doesn't fully register it as satisfying. An hour later, you're hungry again, and often craving carbohydrates. Sound familiar? This is where many people unknowingly increase their daily calorie intake, not because they lack discipline, but because their body never got the full signal. And over time, this contributes to weight gain, blood sugar instability, and frustration. Now here's the truth. This isn't about blaming collagen. It's about understanding context, because not all collagen is the same, and not all bodies respond the same way. So let's separate fact from assumption. Strong evidence shows maltodextrin raises blood glucose significantly. Aging reduces insulin sensitivity. Protein can stimulate insulin response. Also true, many commercial powders contain hidden additives. What's less certain, pure collagen alone directly worsening blood sugar in everyone. That's not proven. But here's what we do see consistently. When you combine hidden sugars, isolated protein intake, and an already sensitive metabolism, you create the perfect environment for slow metabolic drift. Not dramatic, but measurable. Now, here's a question I want you to think about. What if the issue isn't your effort, but your information? Because most people watching this are trying, really trying, and still not getting results. That's not failure, that's incomplete guidance. Now let's shift to solutions, because this is where you take control. First, check your label. Look for maltodextrin, dextrose, added sugars, artificial flavors. If you see them, that's your first red flag. Second, choose simplicity. One ingredient, hydrolyzed collagen peptides, nothing else. Third, change timing. Don't take it on an empty stomach. Pair it with real food. Fourth, watch your dose. More is not better. Start small, observe your response. Fifth, test your body. If possible, check your blood sugar before and after taking collagen. Your body will tell you more than any marketing claim ever will. Now here's something important. You don't actually need collagen supplements to support collagen. Your body can produce it, if given the right building blocks. Protein from whole foods, vitamin C, zinc, sleep, movement. These matter more than any powder. Now let's come back to Susan one more time, because her story doesn't end with confusion. It ends with clarity. We removed the additive-filled collagen, switched to a clean version, moved it to mealtime, reduced the dose. 3 months later, her energy improved, her cravings reduced, her A1C stabilized. No extreme changes, just precise adjustments. And that's the real message here. Health after 50 is not about doing more. It's about doing the right things with better information. Now here's something I want you to remember. Every supplement has a trade-off, even the healthy ones. So before adding anything new, ask yourself this one question. What is this helping and what might it be affecting? Because that question alone can prevent months, even years of frustration. Now, if this opened your eyes even a little, I want you to do one thing. Comment below and tell me, are you currently taking collagen? And have you ever tested your blood sugar after it? That conversation matters, more than you think. And if you want to protect your metabolism and avoid hidden mistakes like this, make sure you subscribe. Because in the next video, I'm going to show you another healthy morning habit that quietly raises fasting blood sugar. Most people do it daily and have no idea. Until then, take care of your body, because managing blood sugar is not just about avoiding sugar, it's about understanding everything that quietly behaves like it.